When somebody loves you, it's no good unless he loves you all the way. Frank Sinatra, the man who wrote that song, said it best. He said, "You give it your all or nothing at all." I want you all to close your eyes for a second. And I want you to imagine every insecurity that you've ever felt posted up on a wall in front of you. And you feel like everyone in the room can see these insecurities, but you can't run from them. So what do? For 14 years, I walked into a room full of mirrors. And even though these mirrors couldn't speak, they told me a lot. They said, "Your legs are too big, your hips don't rotate enough, and you have no place being here." But mirrors can't talk. I remember my modern professor talking to us one day, and she asked, "What is dance?" She said, "Dance is having the ability to express every emotion that you've ever felt in your life through movement. And if you're constantly focused on the reflection that you see in the mirror, you're never going to get to experience that. You'll never experience dance." And you see, experience completely defies description, yet it carries so much weight. Experience can be a conversation starter, it can be a new hairstyle, or experience can be a fear. Yet the craziest thing about experience isn't that I can't find the words to describe it. It's that experience always finds a way to describe me. And even though I sometimes get lost in the definition of myself, I always seem to find that hand reaching out for me, wanting to hold my weight, showing me my full potential, what I'm capable of. And you see, the funny thing about potential is that we never see it in ourselves. It's always someone else. Someone else shows us our full potential, what we're capable of. And that someone else for me was my great-grandma. My great-grandma, the same woman who would give me M&Ms when I would go visit her as a little kid, the same woman who showed me how much power I held in my receiving hands. And I remember a moment I had with her. We were sitting together one night, and I remember her hands were shaking. They were shaking, and they wouldn't stop. And I know she hated that her hands would shake because she was so used to doing everything on her own. But for the first time, she reached out and she grabbed my hand, and my hand changed shape to fit hers. And her hand stopped shaking. And it was then that I realized that I had a completely different definition of leadership than I ever thought. And I had to completely redefine how I saw the world. And moments like that, moments that are so true and so powerful that simply take your breath away, they make you redefine your whole world. And so when someone asked me, what is your leadership? I said, well, I don't know. And just like you see in the picture of this girl realigning her foot to the shape of her leg, I had to realign my definition of leadership with the rest of my life and apply that. Because as a leader, I want to be able to take someone else's weight into my hands and show them their full potential, their capabilities. And I want them to know that there's beauty in the struggle and that nothing good can come unless you work for it. Nothing can ever feel good if it doesn't hurt a little bit first. And when it starts to hurt, it's always good to have that support system, someone to lean on, someone to go to when you need something. And if I didn't have a support system, I wouldn't be where I am today. And it's so important that we remember that it's not always a one-man journey, it's not always a singular success story. And the one thing I always remember, and this was my breakthrough moment, is that my best value is love. And whenever someone hears that my best value is love, they say, well, you must love everyone. Well, no, that doesn't mean that I love everyone. It means that the people I truly care about receive my whole heart, not just a part of it. And that's what makes love special to me, not that I love everyone. And when I first got this assignment, this Ignite assignment, I said, well, I hate it. I hate this assignment because it's too real. Like, why do I have to talk about my leadership journey? And then someone sat me down, someone that really cares about me, and they said, well, okay, so what are you missing? And I said, well, my heart's not in it. And that really stuck with me because, you know, I I pride myself on being, having love as a value, and then I couldn't put my heart into an assignment. So, at the beginning of this presentation, you knew that I could sing. And maybe you read my name on the slide. But now I'd like to formally introduce myself. So my name is Francesca Petraglia, and I am a 2016 orientation team leader. Thank you.